Leo, this is not a casual message. A warning like this doesn't arrive when life is quiet. It arrives when something irreversible is already in motion. The warning has been received, not because you asked for it, but because you've reached a point where pretending not to see the truth would cost you more than facing it. What you're about to discover isn't shocking because it's dramatic. It's shocking because once you recognize it, you can't unrecognize it. And this message isn't speaking to every Leo. It's speaking to the ones who have felt a subtle pressure building, the ones who sense that something in their life no longer fits, even though it once did. You may have tried to explain it away. You may have told yourself to wait, to be patient, to give it more time. But deep down, you already know this isn't a phase, it's a turning point. Leo rarely receives warnings early. You receive them when the lesson can no longer be postponed. What's unfolding now isn't random, and it isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to prepare you. Because what you're about to discover will shock everyone, not because it changes who you are, but because it reveals who you've already outgrown. If something in your life feels louder lately, a relationship, a pattern, a responsibility, even your own thoughts, this warning is for you. And before we go any further, pause for a moment and notice this. If these words feel uncomfortably precise, that's not coincidence. Comment if this opening already feels like it's describing a situation you haven't said out loud yet. Because once this warning is understood, there's no going back to who you were before you heard it. And now, Leo, let's look at what this warning is really asking you to see. Main section 1, the warning begins. Leo, this warning is not meant to be alarming, but it is meant to be heard. It doesn't arrive as a loud, chaotic moment. It arrives quietly as awareness. You see, Leo, there's a subtle but powerful shift happening. It's not about a single event or dramatic change, but a series of small realizations, all pointing to one undeniable truth. Something is no longer aligned. The universe is not pushing you forward. It's asking you to stop ignoring what's already been in front of you, because it's easy to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep performing for everyone else. But when you feel that inner pull, that nagging sensation that something is off, it's the universe calling you to pause and check in with yourself. Leo, you were never meant to carry the weight of everything by yourself. Your strength is a gift, but like all gifts, it's meant to be used wisely. And lately the balance has shifted. You've been giving without receiving, acting without rest, leading without being followed. And that's the warning. It's not that you've failed. It's not that you've chosen wrongly. It's simply that this cycle has run its course. You are feeling the weight of misalignment, the feeling that no matter how much you give, something is missing. Your efforts are no longer filling you up. They're draining you. And that's where the warning comes in. It's here to show you that this is not a phase, it's a pattern. Here's the lesson, Leo. You don't burn out from hard work. You burn out when you've been unappreciated for your efforts and ignored in your need for space. When you've been putting others' needs first for so long that you forget to put yourself on that list. This warning is not here to scare you, but to offer protection. Awareness is protection. The universe is asking you to recognize where you've been sacrificing your own peace and self-respect in favor of everyone else's comfort. When you've been holding everything together for others while quietly losing pieces of yourself in the process, the warning comes in. True peace is not about pretending everything is fine. True peace is about honoring your boundaries, not shrinking yourself for others. It's about taking back what is yours, your energy, your time, your truth. Leo, you were never meant to settle. You were never meant to be someone's backup plan or safety net while your needs go unheard. And this warning is the universe reminding you that now is the moment when you stop being invisible and start being seen for who you really are. Life's lesson here. You are worthy of the same care, attention, and respect you freely give to others. If this message resonates with you, if you've felt the weight of giving too much and receiving too little, this is your confirmation. You're being called to stop accepting less than you deserve. If you've been holding on to something out of fear of letting go, it's time to ask yourself, what am I afraid of losing? And is it worth losing my peace, my energy, my happiness over? Comment if you felt this shift inside you even before you could articulate it. Because once you're aware, the warning doesn't disappear, it shifts into a choice. And with that choice comes a question. Why is this happening now? Why not later? Let's explore this deeper. Main section 2. Why this is happening now. Leo, if you're feeling this warning, if it's landing in your chest right now, it's because the timing is no accident. There's a reason why this message is coming through for you at this moment. It's not random. It's not coincidence. It's because this is the season you are meant to wake up to what's been silently building around you. And while this may feel like a setback or even a challenge, I want you to understand something crucial. This is the universe asking you to step into your full potential, and it's asking you to do it now, because Leo is not a sign meant to wait. You are meant to lead, and when you're in alignment, you lead with ease, with power, with clarity. The reason the universe is pushing you now is because you've been holding back for too long. You've been hesitating, doubting, wondering if it's the right time, and time has been slipping away. Leo, you were born to be a force, not to be afraid of your own power. And that's what the universe is reminding you of right now. This message comes because the doors that have been waiting for you to open them cannot stay closed any longer. You're being called to move forward, not later, not after you've figured everything out, not after you've solved everyone else's problems, not after you've received validation. It's happening now because now is when you're ready. Here's the thing. Life will test your resolve. It will give you time to think, time to doubt, and time to second-guess yourself. But real transformation doesn't wait for perfect timing. It arrives when you're ready, whether or not you feel prepared. The lesson here, Leo, is this. The only time you need is the time you create for yourself. It's not about waiting for a perfect moment. It's about making this moment perfect for you. What's happening now is not some random event in your life. This is divine timing, which means it's your moment to claim what's yours. And I want you to know this. Leo, this warning is not a curse. It's a gift that says you're ready now. You've been through enough. You've learned enough. It's time to step into the version of yourself that you've always been meant to be. Comment below if this moment feels like it's speaking to you right now, if this right now feels like a crossroads where you can't ignore the call any longer. Because once you stop second-guessing and you start trusting your timing, the universe aligns with you. And everything begins to shift as it was always meant to. Now, Leo, let's talk about what must end in order for you to step fully into your next phase. Main section 3. What must end? Leo, let's face a hard truth. There are things in your life right now that simply cannot go any further with you. And I want you to hear me clearly. This isn't about failure. It's about growth. The warning you've received is not just about recognizing what's no longer serving you, but about having the strength to release it. Leo, you've been holding on to things for far too long. You've been carrying responsibilities that weren't yours to begin with, giving more of yourself than you should, and hiding parts of your soul in order to avoid disappointing others. But let me remind you of something crucial. When you keep holding on to things that no longer fit, you're not making room for something better. You're keeping yourself stuck in a space where growth is impossible. This is the lesson. Letting go is not about losing. It's about creating space for what truly aligns with your destiny. And I'm not just talking about relationships. I'm talking about old patterns, outdated beliefs, and anything that keeps you small. Perhaps it's a job you've outgrown. Maybe it's a relationship that no longer brings you peace. Or maybe it's the way you've been overgiving without receiving equal value. The truth is, Leo, you are meant to lead, not by sacrificing yourself, but by honoring your needs just as much as you honor others. The warning is asking you to stop carrying what isn't yours to carry. And the greatest lesson in this is learning that you are not responsible for everything, especially not for the happiness of others at the cost of your own. Sometimes things fall apart not because you failed, but because the universe knows they don't fit into your future. And it's far more painful to hold on to them than to let them go. Here's the deeper truth, Leo. Not everything that leaves your life is a loss. Sometimes what leaves is exactly what was standing in the way of your true evolution. And the deeper lesson in this, Leo, is this. You are not a savior. You are a sovereign being. You don't need to fix others. You don't need to settle. And you certainly don't need to shrink yourself to keep the peace. When you make room for what truly belongs, your life transforms. And that transformation starts the moment you decide to let go. Comment below if there's something in your life that you know you've been holding on to longer than you should. This is your chance to make a decision to stop carrying what's draining your energy and to step into your true power. Once you let go, Leo, you create space for what's meant to come in. And that brings us to the most important question. What is waiting for you when you release the old? Let's discover that next. Main section 4, the shift Leo must make. Leo, now that we've acknowledged what's holding you back, Let's talk about the shift you're being called to make. This shift isn't about doing more, it's about becoming more. You see, Leo, you are not meant to chase after everything. You are meant to attract what aligns with your purpose, and that starts when you stop running after approval and start standing in your own light. For too long, you've been looking for external validation, waiting for someone else to confirm your worth, your power, your right to lead. But the truth is, Leo, you don't need permission from anyone to step into your greatness. You've always been worthy, but you've been too focused on proving it, on showing others that you can carry the weight, that you can be everything to everyone. And this has drained you. The shift you need to make is simple but not easy. Shift from seeking validation to creating it for yourself. This means releasing the need to prove your worth and instead standing firm in the knowing that you are already enough. When you realize this, when you internalize this truth, the entire world will begin to reflect that back to you. You're not here to chase after opportunities. Leo, you're here to become the kind of person that opportunities chase. And that doesn't happen when you're shrinking yourself, hiding behind uncertainty, or trying to please everyone around you. The real shift starts when you embrace your sovereignty. To be sovereign means you don't seek approval from others to take action. You make your own decisions and you trust the process of your own unfolding. Here's the profound lesson in this, Leo. You do not need to chase success. When you shift your energy to being fully in alignment with your truth, success will naturally follow. This shift also means trusting yourself in moments of doubt. When you stop looking for external cues and start listening to your own heart, you unlock a level of clarity and confidence that cannot be shaken. And this shift isn't just internal. As you begin to embody this new version of yourself, you will begin to notice the world shifting around you. People will respect you more, opportunities will present themselves, and you will feel unstoppable in ways you never imagined. The lesson is clear. You've been waiting for the perfect moment to take control of your life, but the perfect moment is right now. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you need someone else's permission. Leo, you are the creator of your reality, not the observer of others' success. It's time to step into the truth of your power. If this feels like a major shift that you're ready to make, comment below. Tell me what it would feel like to fully trust in yourself without needing to prove anything to anyone. This shift is the gateway to the next chapter of your life. And that chapter, it starts with peace. Let's dive into what that peace really means. Main section 5, the new standard. Leo, now that you've begun to release what no longer serves you, now that you've shifted your energy to trusting yourself and embracing your power, there's one final piece of the puzzle, and that's peace. And no, Leo, this peace is not about quiet. It's not about avoiding the noise or escaping from the world around you. Peace is the state you enter when you finally stop fighting against your own life. For so long, Leo, you've been in battle mode, pushing, striving, proving. But peace doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from accepting. Peace is the understanding that everything is unfolding as it should, and that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment. You don't have to chase the next opportunity, the next approval, the next validation. Peace is knowing that your worth is already settled. And this isn't passive peace, Leo. This is a peace that empowers. It's the peace that comes from knowing you are aligned with your true self and that everything else will fall into place when you stop trying to control the outcome. Here's the life lesson in this. True peace is not about controlling the world around you, it's about mastering your response to it. And when you begin to live from this place of peace, everything changes. You stop rushing, stop doubting, stop trying to fit into boxes you were never meant to be in. You start making decisions from a place of calm certainty, and your energy becomes magnetic, not because you're forcing it, but because you're no longer trying to prove anything. This is the new standard for you, Leo. You create your life from peace, not from struggle. And this peace is the foundation for the abundance, the love, and the joy that will naturally follow. You are the creator of your life, Leo. And when you make peace your standard, you stop fighting to survive, and you begin to thrive. If you're ready to make peace your new standard, comment below and tell me what peace looks like for you in your life. How will you know when you've truly aligned with this new way of being? This is the moment to claim it, Leo. And once you do, you'll start to see the world around you change in ways that were once unimaginable. And as you step into this new cycle, remember this: you've been prepared for this moment your entire life. Now all you have to do is live it. Ending. Leo, you've reached a crossroads. This message was never meant to simply entertain you. It was meant to wake you up to your true power. You've received the warning, you've understood the lesson, you've made the shift, and now it's time to step into the new standard of your life. This is not a new beginning. It's the realization that you've already been walking the path to this moment. All that was needed was your permission to fully step into it. You are not here by accident. You didn't stumble into this message, you were meant to hear it. And now the question is, what will you do with it? This is your invitation to claim your peace and take ownership of your life, not by pushing harder, but by being true to yourself, by aligning with your soul's purpose and trusting that everything you've been through has been preparing you for this moment. Leo, you don't need permission. You never did. You are the creator of your own destiny. If you feel ready to embrace this new chapter, I want you to do something simple. Take a moment right now to affirm this shift. Comment below with your birth date and zodiac sign and tell me one thing you're letting go of today, because today is the day you step into your true self. If this reading resonated with you, hit like and subscribe. The royal flame of Leo, so you never miss the next reading, because what's coming next is meant to build on what you've learned here. And most importantly, Leo, remember this. You are not here to beg life for permission. You are here to embody everything you desire and allow the universe to match your level. So go ahead, Leo, make this shift. It's your time.